Hi guys! Welcome to my channel, Tutorial with Jouriez, and once again, welcome to my classroom. For today's lesson, we're going to solve simultaneous equations. We can solve these equations using two methods, by elimination and by substitution. So I hope that in this video, I'll be able to help students in solving simultaneous equations the easy way. Today we're going to solve a basic simultaneous equation. So let's start. So in our first question, we're going to solve 4x. So we have 4x plus y is equal to 7 and 3x plus y is equal to 5. So we're going to solve it through elimination. So how do we know that we can solve it through elimination? So as we examine these two equations, so this is our first equation and this is our second equation, if one of the letters have the same coefficient, like y here means that it is 1y, and in the second equation, y again is 1y. So how can we make 1y and 1y become 0? It is through subtraction, because 1y minus 1y is equal to 0. So we're going to subtract the two equations. So subtract it so that y minus y, or 1y minus 1y, is equal to 0. So it means that we're able to eliminate the y. Now it's time to solve what is x. Okay, so since we minus the y, we will also minus the x. So what is 4x minus 3x, which is equal to x, 1x, or just x. And then 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. So we have solved our x as 2. Since we've already found our x, we are going to find our y. So we can either use the number 1 equation or the number 2 equation. So let us try using the number 1 equation. So from 1, we have 4x plus y is equal to 7. So we're going to replace y, or we're going to replace x with 2. Which means that 4x is 4 times 2. 4 times 2 plus y is equal to 7. Or 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus y is equal to 7. So how can we find our y? We transfer positive 8 at the other side of the equation, which means that it is going to be minus 8, because the opposite of positive is negative. So y is equal to 7 minus 8, which is equal to negative 1. Okay? 7 minus 8 is negative 1. So our values now for x are 2 and for y is negative 1. Now, how do we know if our answers are correct? So we can do the checking. So again, we can do the first equation or the second equation in our checking. So checking for x, from our number 1, we have 4x plus y is equal to 7. 4 times, what is our x again? 2. 4 times 2 plus, our y is negative 1. So plus negative 1 is equal to 7. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus negative 1, or minus 1. 8 minus 1 is equal to 7. 7 is equal to 7, which means that our answers are correct. Okay, how about solving the number 2 equation through substitution? So in our second equation, we have 3x plus 5y is equal to 1, and y is equal to 2x minus 5. So let's make this as our number 1 equation, and this is our number 2 equation. So how do we know that we can use substitution? Because in the second equation, we're given that the value of y is 2x minus 5. So using the first equation, 3x plus 5y is equal to 1, we substitute or we change the value of y with 2x minus 5. So which means that 3x plus 5 times the y, which is 2x minus 5, is equal to 1. Okay? So we use the first equation, 3x plus 5y, but we just multiply the 5 with the value of y, which is 2x minus 5. So we simplify our equation. So 3x plus, there's a bracket, so which means we times 5 with 2x. 5 times 2 is 10, and then letter x. Then 5 times negative 5 is negative 25, which is equal to 1. Then we simplify. What is 3x plus 10x? So they both have the same letter x, so we can simplify. 13x minus 25 is equal to 1. Or continue here. So we transfer the minus 25 at the other side of the equation, becomes plus 25. So we continue here. 13x minus 25 is equal to 1, or 13x is equal to 1. The minus 25 at the other side becomes plus 25 because the opposite of minus is plus. So plus 25, which is equal to 26. So we now have an equation. 13x is equal to 26. And what's the opposite of times? Because 13 times x means 13 times x. So if we transfer the 13 at the other side, the opposite of times is divide. So it becomes x is equal to 26 divided by 13, which is equal to 2. Okay, so our x is equal to 2. Now, using the first or second equation, we can solve what is our y. So from number 1, we have 3x plus 5y is equal to 1, or 3 times 2, because we have found that x is equal to 2, plus 5y is equal to 1. And what is 3 times 2? It's equal to 6. So 6 plus 5y is equal to 1. And we transfer the positive 6 at the other side. So it becomes 5y is equal to 1 minus 6, because the opposite of positive 6 is equal to negative 6. So 5y is equal to, what is 1 minus 6? It's equal to negative 5. So we are going to simplify. What is 5y is equal to negative 5. So 5 times y, the opposite is divide. So y is negative 5 divided by 5, and y is equal to negative 1. Okay, so the next step is we are going to check if our answers are correct. Okay, so just now we already found that x is equal to 2 and y is equal to negative 1. So let us prove that our answers are correct using the first equation, 3x plus 5y is equal to 1. So we multiply 3 with the value of x, which is 2. 3 times 2 plus 5 times negative 1 is equal to 1. And what is 3 times 2? Well, 6. And what is 5 times negative 1? Negative 5. So 6 minus 5 is equal to 1. 1 is equal to 1. They are the same, which means that our answers are correct. Okay, so that's it. So I hope that you learned something from my video today, and I hope that this will be useful in your studies, especially those who are having difficulties or who are struggling in doing mathematics. And please keep putting in your mind our motto, which is maths is easy and maths is fun. And please keep on practicing and never give up. So bye, and may we all have a blessed Monday.